The name's Frog. Edgar Frog. Mm.
Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus here with another 3D review. This is another 2D to 3D render review. This time it's going to be on The Lost Boys, The Thirst. This is a third in a series of movies for The Lost Boys. The second direct-to-DVD release film. This particular one I got at Walmart. This is the Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital copy. This was actually the second Blu-ray movie I've ever purchased. So, and I started buying the combo packs because my, I think I said in another video, my old roommate had a Blu-ray player. I didn't yet, but I did have a standard DVD, so I figured, well, eventually I'm going to get a Blu-ray player, so I just started buying these combos. So if you're looking to do that kind of thing, if you're not ready to get the Blu-ray player yet, you can start getting these when they first come out, especially Walmart and Best Buy are really good at the first week new movies come out. These combo packs with the Blu-ray and the DVD player, or DVD player. That's the best combo ever. The Blu-rays and the DVD combo packs are generally about $20 on the first weekend of release. So not a bad way to get into the whole Blu-ray thing. Again, this is the combo pack. Check it out here. The cover looks the same. On the inside, we've got the code, digital code for the digital copy. And then we've got the Blu-ray disc itself, and then we've got the combo disc that has the standard DVD version and the digital copy on it as well. So there is that. All right. Now, as usual, I'm going to talk about the film itself. I want to talk about the Blu-ray versus rendering it into 3D, and just my take on the film itself. So, Lost Boys, The Thirst. Again, like I said, the third one, so this makes a Lost Boys trilogy now. I bought this movie out of, why not? The second one was okay. I think this film is better than the second Lost Boys movie, The Tribe. They did something, I think, that the fans wanted, which was more the fans of the second one, I guess. More Edgar Frog. In the second movie, he's almost a cameo character. He's a little bit more than a cameo, but not quite as much. This film centers around Edgar Frog, which is pretty good. The best part about this movie is it does not take itself seriously at all. It knows exactly what it is, much like the Piranha movie. It's an Edgar Frog film. Corey Feldman does a good job as Edgar Frog, I think. There's a little overacting now and then, but it's done purposely because the character's a little off. So he's extremely melodramatic. He does a lot of... So they take the character from the very first Lost Boys, and he's basically spiraled down this pretty much worthless, run-down life of a vampire hunter, and this is what his life's become. This film was made after Corey Haim had passed away, and there is a series of flashbacks that Edgar goes back, and this is kind of, I think, a goodbye to Corey Haim in a lot of scenes with Corey Feldman. They use a lot of footage from the first film of him remembering back to him and his brother and Sam in the first movie. There's a great scene where he's in a comic book shop and he's trying to sell his most valuable comics to basically pay rent, and because he's destitute, broke, and the guy's wanting the Batman number 14 that was Sam's comic, and he's like, no, it's mine, you can't have it, kind of deal. So that's kind of nice. The plot of this film, basically, you've got vampires coming back into town, of course, and they're selling a drug, basically, or giving a drug away. It's all centered around ravers in the raving community, and they're basically taking vampire blood as a drug, a la True Blood and V. So they kind of rip that off a little bit. There's also some other nice little rip-offs that they do. There's this gorgeously hot woman that's in it. I can't think of the actress's name. This lady right here. She's kind of a Rowling ripoff, or not Rowling. I'm sorry. I can't even think of the person that writes the Twilight movies, which I'm not a fan of, or the books. But she basically writes the vampire books that's Twilight, and they make fun of it and how horrible they are, but how mega popular. And she's hiring Edgar to find her brother, who's been kidnapped by vampires, supposedly. Now, there's another character in it, which, again, I don't know the actress's name. She's right here. She kind of helps Edgar. She's got a little crush on Edgar. He realizes it, but he doesn't. Kind of doesn't really care much about it, sort of deal. She's a pretty good character. She's a goofy character. She kind of reminds me of Willow from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She's that kind of character. She helps. She does the research. She's kind of, gaga-eyed after him, which is really nice because in the film, as they go through, they're in this guy's apartment, and there's some stuff about werewolves on the back, and she kind of looks at it, and I'm like, I bet she's a werewolf. And then kind of at the end of the film, it alludes to that. So maybe we'll see some Lost Boys with werewolf type stuff in it. The vampires are very cool in this film. They really kind of take it a different direction as far as the story. It got me. I did not expect it the way it did, because it turns out that the brother that they were hired to go after is the head vampire. And they lead you to believe, much like in the first one. This is really nice because in the first one, it wasn't Kiefer Sutherland's character, but it was in fact the guy that owned the video store who's the lead vampire. So in this film, they're going through, and at first you think it's the DJ that's running all these raves. You think he's the head vampire, and then it turns out, as you're watching, I'm like, I bet he's not. I bet it's this vampirist chick. And then it turns out that the boy, the brother that was captured, he's the head vampire, and they're actually draining him and creating a vampire army, and they're trying to overthrow his rule. So very good, very interesting twist. There's another character in it that's kind of a reality show guy, goes out and wrestles bears and stuff like that. They hire him. He's pretty funny. He keeps calling Edgar Frog Toad, the Toad. Oh yeah, you're the Toad. And he keeps calling him Toad. He's like, Frog. Very humorous stuff. So all in all, pretty good flick. It's better than the second one. Obviously nowhere near as good as the original. But it's pretty good stuff. Now, again, I watched this in 2D first. Because I didn't have a 3D television that could render 2D into 3D. And I decided one night to sit down and render this one. So this is what I found. Now, there's really not that much difference except for certain scenes. The opening scenes where you get the camera running over the landscapes and some of the kind of expanded out scenes that go over landscapes. Those rendered really, really well. There are some shots in the slaughterhouse as they're going through that rendered very, very well. There's shots in the rave scenes that render very well. When he's in the weapons guy's place, there's a couple shots that render pretty good in there with some of the weapons on the walls and the tables and stuff. Overall, it's okay. It renders okay. It definitely puts a little more depth into the film as you're watching it, but it's nothing extraordinarily spectacular. So, as far as the film itself, very good, very fun. Better than the second one. Not as good as the first one. Lots more Edgar Frog, which is really cool. And his brother, the other Frog brother, is in it that you find out is a vampire, and they team up, so under a common foe sort of deal. And there's some good references to the other family members from the first movie as well. So, and Star and all of them. So good stuff. Good direct to DVD sequel to Lost Boys. I like it better than I do The Tribe. As far as the rendering into 3D, so-so. It's definitely not bad. It helps the film, but it doesn't render anywhere near as good as, say, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, or even documentaries on PBS, as far as like nature show documentaries and things like that. But it does have its moments rendered in 3D. So definitely, if you can find this movie for under $20 on Blu-ray, it is absolutely worth getting just to watch it. If you're got a 3D television that can render 2D into 3D, don't get your hopes up too terribly high. There are some good scenes, and obviously any rendered film, I think, improves the HD quality, kind of helps deepen it a little bit, but it's nothing extraordinarily spectacular once rendered. So, good film, as far as being rendered from 2D to 3D. So thank you for watching, and look out for more movies coming. Thank you.